In today's video, we're going to be walking through time intelligence within Power BI and how to apply cumulative calculations to your measures so you can start to analyse by year to date, financial year to date, month to date, quarter to date. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, this is Hayden from Connect TV. Thanks for tuning in once again. If you're here for the first time or you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. So today I'm going to talk you through how to build up very simply in DAX cumulative measures and your sort of time intelligence and the conditions within measures and how to use DAX effectively. So I'm going to start here. This is the standard data model that I've been using in the previous videos. I have my total revenue here, which is a sum of the product quantity times the product price. So that base measure there is what we're going to be looking at today. This could also apply to profit and cost. Looking at my date table here, my schema. In my schema here, it's really important that you have your schema set up how you want it. And we're going to focus on orders and revenue this time. And it's really important that I've got this dates table here. You must have a dates table in your schema. And we're going to be using this date table to drive the cumulative calculations within my orders table. So that total revenue, which is a link between the orders and the product. Okay. Right, so let's get started then. So first of all, I'm just going to run through a standard cumulative measure. So let's just build a quick table first so we can see our data. So let's have a look at my period. So this is just simply in the date table. It's a year month. And total revenue, because that's the measure that we're going to focus on today. So to do a cumulative measure, so let's sum all of that revenue up. Let's hit new measure. So we have our measure here. So we're going to start, give it a name first of all. Cumulative revenue. And we're going to use the calculate function here. So calculate. Now calculate is the DAX function that really allows you to add conditions or context to your calculations. And this is what really is going to drive the time intelligence features within Power BI. So what we're going to calculate is the total revenue here. So we've got total revenue. That's the measure that we saw earlier on. Now to build up the cumulative, I'm going to need to apply a filter, so the filter context or condition to the table. So I want all of my dates table. Okay. And the filter we're going to apply to the date field within that date table, where the date table is less than or equal to max of the date. Okay, so what that's doing here, very simply, it's basically saying sum everything up that is before the max date. So we add that measure in. Let's just format it. And we'll bring it in. So as you can now see, we've got a cumulative revenue for our dates table here. Yeah. So that's our running total. The best way, I'll just make sure I just select any years that have revenue in there. If we have a look at an area chart, we'll do this by, again, period. Let's have a look at the total revenue and now our cumulative revenue. Sort by period and sort it ascending. So you can see that steady inclination up there to get to the pretty much 5 million figure, which is the total revenue here. Yeah. Okay. So now let's have a look at how we can turn that around a little bit and have a cumulative quantity for each year, and then we can have a look at how we do it for financial years. So to do year-to-date revenue, it's again very, very simple. Let's hit new measure. Call this year-to-date revenue. Again, the calculate function, total revenue measure, and this time we're going to apply not the filter. DAX has some built-in time intelligence measures that allow you to add the conditions on how you want to slice built in that make this very, very easy. If you type in dates, year to date. So what this does is exactly what it says in the tin. It sums up that measure or the value that you're calculating up to the year to date. So this is where we need the date table again. Date. Let's just format this. And we'll add it into our table and our measure. So as you can now see, there's a glide path when it gets to 2018 that it resets back to 0, and you'll see the same here. Once it gets to a new year, it starts at the revenue figure. So that's your cumulative revenue per year. Now, this is really great. So we've just looked at the year-to-date revenue, but if I'm just going to show you a couple of other measures where I've already created month to date, and simply again, it's dates MTD, quarter to date. So dates QTD. So Power BI has all of these time intelligence functions built in that allow you simply to add this time intelligence to your data analytics. Okay, so we've had a look at the year to date. Now, year to date in a standard regular year, let's have a look at how we can create that for a financial year. So first thing I'm going to do is copy the measure, and I'm going to select new measure. And I'm going to paste this in because we're going to make a very small tweak. So first of all, we want to change the name, so financial year to date. And within this dates year to date, comma, it gives you an option to put your year end date in. So I'm going to assume here that the year end, in the UK, they're generally April to end of March. So the year end will be the 31 of the 3rd. I'll just hit enter. Okay, let's just make sure we've got the same format. So when I drag that into here, at the point where it gets to March, here, you'll see that it resets the total revenue, and it will continue to accumulate all the way up until it gets to April the following year. So at the end of March, it stops calculating. And that's how you build up your financial year to date. Very, very simple. Power BI has all these great functions in there that are really helpful for this. Bring that into our chart here. And you can see that it's a different glide path. And that's it, folks. That's today's video. Very short, very sweet. Time intelligence is a real key part of data analytics. And the next video I'm going to show you. So I'm going to show you how to write one measure that would apply a year to date for revenue, profit and cost. Otherwise I would have to rewrite these measures and we're going to do that using calculation groups. So that will be on the next video, so stay tuned and watch out. Thank you.